What is your experience with a vertical mouse, and do they really help? The short answer is yes, they really help with wrist and shoulder symptoms. And so I've got one to kind of show you. Most vertical mice now are much more affordable. You can get one for $20 or less, and they're really just a regular mouse that's rotated up. And that rotation and position is so important for hand and shoulder issues because it gets that forearm in a better position. So it sits kind of just like this, and you can move it wherever you need to go or to do your mouse stuff. But a vertical mouse by itself, so you've got two bones in your forearm. You have one on the top and one down below. So when your thumb is up, those bones are stacked one on top of the other, nice and straight, things are good. When you turn palm down, those cross, so now you have a rotation. Now that rotation works its way all the way up. So not only does it rotate this way, but that shoulder actually rotates into a position where you have less space. So if you're somebody who's prone to shoulder problems, or you tend to have that pain along the front of your shoulder, doing this motion tends to put more pressure on it, pinches, and can be much less comfortable. Now remember, your shoulder is also connected to your neck, so it can actually work its way up as well. The best position for shoulders and arms is thumb up or out. This is where you have the most space and the best position for your shoulder. Worst positions is thumb in or down. So if you're picking up things like this, that's really hard on your shoulder. So we want to keep that thumb going up. So with the vertical mouse, it allows you to be in that better, more neutral position. But the other thing you want to watch, which is something that I tend to see, is that when people are working, regardless of vertical mouse or regular mouse, is they'll do some weird things with their shoulder. So they'll either try and bring that elbow so it's like almost in the middle, or they'll start kind of winging, almost like I think it's like a wing. But their arm will be going all over. So even though the mouse is just moving a little bit, instead of keeping that arm central so that you're just moving little movements where you need it for your mouse, they use their shoulder to control their hand and their wrist. That's really hard on shoulders. So a vertical mouse is absolutely helpful to keeping that in a good position. But you also need to check in and see how you're using the rest of your arm. And if your arm hangs out here, you've got good posture, great. If you're somebody who tends to, if you start noticing you're doing a lot more sticking your elbow out or bringing that elbow in, you kind of need to look at that piece too, so that way you don't have the mechanics issue. So remember, when you're working, and the more computer time you spend each day, the more important this is. So if you're somebody who just does a little bit, probably not that big of a deal. But if you're somebody who works on a computer 8 hours a day, 5 days a week, you absolutely need to look at this and look at getting a vertical mouse, look at watching the rest of that arm position, so that way that's controlled. And an easy way to kind of watch that is set a reminder on your phone, so it'll just vibrate. So about every 60 minutes, you just kind of check in and go, where is my arm at? And it helps you to start to see what you're actually doing and if you're adjusting your position or not, or if actually you're doing a pretty good job.